I will give thanks to you, O God above the nations. I will sing praises to you among the people. For your steadfast love is great. It is great to the heavens, and your faithfulness to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. It would not be far-fetched to say that if there is one thing which has captured the imagination of the whole world in the year 2020, it is the COVID 19 pandemic. The COVID 19 pandemic began in the year 2019, but we became aware of the havoc it could cause in the whole of the year 2020, and it has caused great havoc. Millions of our brothers and sisters all over the world have been rendered homeless. Millions of our brothers and sisters all over the world are unemployed. Millions of our brothers and sisters all over the world go to bed hungry, and even more have to be content with only one meal a day. Millions of our brothers and sisters have fallen ill because they have been infected by the coronavirus. And of these millions, so many hundreds of thousands have gone away before it was really their time. During these last months, we have been wondering whether God is really with us. We have been wondering whether God is really love. We have been wondering whether God really cares for our world. The truth is that God does care. The truth is that God is in our world, and the truth is that God is among us. And the reason why we know that the presence of God is with us, because even as there are stories of misfortune and damage, even there are stories of misfortune and destruction, even as there are stories of people living miserably, there are also heroic stories of people who have gone beyond themselves, of people who have risen above the call of duty, of nurses and of doctors and of healthcare workers and of sanitation workers and of policemen and women and of so many others who have reached out, even at the risk of their own lives. COVID 19 has caused a lot of damage and havoc, but COVID-19 has also brought to our attention a number of realities of which we were unaware. And some of these realities are these: those things for which we paid a great amount of money, we find now they are worthless. Now, what is of great value and is invaluable is good health, is the ability to breathe, is the ability to shake the hand of the member of my family, is the ability to hug a member of my family or to rub cheeks with a member of my family, the ability to greet a stranger on the street without a mask covering my nose and mouth, the ability to shake hands with a stranger, the ability to see the world as the world really is. This is the reason why the opening song which I sang to begin this prayer service as we exit 2020 was a prayer of thanksgiving, was a prayer of gratitude. Gratitude has been defined as a friendly feeling toward a benefactor. Gratitude is defined as kindness awakened by a favor received, and it is also defined as thankfulness. And so, during these 4 moments, we will thank God for the beauty and the wonder of creation which we have taken for granted. Now that we cannot leave our homes without a mask covering almost our entire face, except maybe our eyes, will make us aware of the beauty of our world. A world created by a loving God, a world created by a generous God. It is rare today to hear the sound of laughter. And because fortunately, we do not have to cover our ears with our mask, we can hear the sound of laughter. We can hear the cry of a baby. We can hear the giggle of young children. We can hear the twitter of the birds. We can hear the cawing of the crow and the chirping of the sparrow. These sounds are beautiful to the ear, and they remind us once again of God's love and the beauty of God's creation. We thank God that even in the midst of this pandemic, we have managed somehow to have our food because our farmers continue to toil in the fields to produce the crops that they could feed us with, to produce the vegetables that they could feed us with. We are grateful because we have clothes that cover our bodies. In many parts of the world, it is cold, and there are so many millions who are homeless and have to live on the streets. These do not have a sheet to cover themselves. These do not have a blanket to sleep on, and that is why they contract other ailments, pneumonia and cold and cough, and they are more susceptible to the infection of the coronavirus. So even as we are grateful that we have a home, that we have food, that we have clothes, that we have a family, we spare a thought for them, and our hearts go out to them. We thank God that even if we have been infected with the coronavirus, now we have recovered, and we are able now to look anew. While there are millions who have lost their jobs during these months because of lack of business, there are many of us who have managed to retain our jobs. We have kept our jobs, we are still employed, and we are getting paid for the work that we do, even if we have to work from home. We thank God for the beauty of His creation, God's creation. We thank God for having sustained us. We thank God because we have learned so many things. Let us take a few moments now to thank God for the realizations that we have received of how fragile life is, of how, because we are human, we are made of dust. Because we are human, there are more things in heaven and on earth than will ever be dreamt of in our philosophy. Because we are human, we are here today and gone tomorrow. One of the most important realizations is this, that we are dependent on God. And God is as real to us as the breath that we breathe, but God is also as unobtrusive as the breath that we breathe. During the day, we are hardly aware of the breath that we take in, and yet we know that if we stop breathing, we no longer exist. This is who God is. God is unobtrusive, but God is imperative. God does not force God's presence in our lives. We have to become aware of this presence just as we have to become aware of the breath that we take. The second realization, which is related to our dependence on God, is that we are interdependent. We are interdependent on each other as human beings, and we are also interdependent on the cosmos, on nature, on the environment. And that is why we must care for the other as much as we care for ourselves, because when we care for the other, we are caring for ourselves. When we care for nature, we are caring for ourselves. When we care for our environment, we are caring for ourselves. That is how interdependent we are. The well-being of another means my own well-being. The well-being of a tree or a plant or an animal means my own well-being. And that is why it is my responsibility to ensure the well-being of the other, not my own first. If I ensure the well-being of another first, my well-being becomes a fact. My well-being becomes a result of the well-being of another. Interdependence. And along with this, a third realization, namely that of the temporariness of life. Life is passing. Life is fragile. Life is impermanent. This is why I live every single moment as if it were my last. My motto will be not simply to take one day at a time, that is too long a period. My motto will be to take one moment of one day at a time. Each single moment is precious. Each single moment is invaluable. Each single moment has its unique beauty, which I must savor, which I must relish, which I must enjoy, and I will do that from now. Do not worry over what to eat, what to wear, or put upon your feet. Trust and pray. Just do your best today, then leave it in the hands of the Lord. Leave it in the hands of the Lord. The lilies of the field, they do not spin nor weave, yet not a single king was arrayed as one of these. The birds of the air, they neither sow nor reap, yet God tends to them as a shepherd tends the sheep. Do not worry over what to eat, what to wear, or put upon your feet. Trust and pray. Just do your best today. Then leave it in the hands of the Lord. Leave it in the hands of the Lord. There is a phrase in Latin which summarizes this song which I just sang, and the phrase is this: Arge quod argis. Arge quod argis means in English, do what you are doing. Do what you are doing means to live in the present moment. It means no regrets about the past. It means no obsession with the future. There are some who say that we can learn from the past, and while that is true, if I live perfectly presently in the present, I will have nothing really to regret, and therefore nothing really to learn, because now I have lived completely. There are others who say we must not obsess about the future, but we must plan the future. And while that is true, if I live fully in the present moment, then I have already made my future plan. So, RJ, quote Argis, do what you are doing. And the song says, trust and pray, just do your best at this moment. And then, after you have done your best, leave what remains in the capable hands of God. In this context, in the present, I want to suggest a 4-step process for success in every field of life. And the 4-step process is this: that in every and any situation, which is the first step, you do what you have to do. In other words, you leave no stone unturned. In other words, you work on that project, on that plan, on that thing which you are doing to the best of your ability. If you think you need the help of others to complete that, get that help that you require. The first step is, no matter what I am doing, no matter what project I undertake, no matter what task I set out to accomplish, I will do everything I can. I will work as if everything in the project, in this task, in this job, depends only on me. This project could be a project at your office. It could be a project in your home. It could be a project in your college, in your school. It could be a chapter that you have to study as a student. It could be something which you have to do to submit to your professors in college. It could be a job which you have been given by your employers. It could be a dish which you are planning to cook. It could be an instrument like the guitar or the violin or the sitar or the flute which you are planning to learn to play. It could be anything. So supposing now you're about to ensure, you're about to start the task of cooking a particular dish which you have never done before. The first thing that you will do is learn everything that is possible about how this dish must be cooked. Learn what ingredients are required. Learn the quantity of ingredients that are required. Learn how much must be put of each quantity. Learn how much must the boiling of the water be. Learn how much must the boiling of all the ingredients be. Learn how they must be put into the cooking pot together. After you have learned all of that and have got your basics right, then start and focus while you are cooking the dish on cooking the dish. Remain in that moment. Do not worry about how the dish will taste. That is called obsession with the future. Do not worry about the comments that people will pass after they have tasted the dish. That is called obsession with the future. Do not worry that in the past you have tried something similar and have made a mess. That is over and done with. Now is the only moment. Now is the present. Now is the time. And so you give everything to the cooking of this dish. You are prepared well, you know the basics well, and you start your job focusing, concentrating as much as you possibly can. And then the dish is ready because you have done everything, because you have prepared well, because you have focused well, because you have remained in the present moment. The second step comes easy. You can now relax. And the relaxation will be a genuine relaxation. You will really be able to relax because your mind will tell your body that you have done a job well. And that relaxation will soothe not only the body, it will soothe your mind, it will make you calm, it will make you serene, it will make you collected, it will make you at peace. And the reason why you are able to relax is because you lived in the present moment, you did what you had to do, you left no stone unturned. The third step is you get up to serve those who you have prepared the dish for. And I would like to think that those you have prepared this dish for are the poor. Are the poor because they are often the ones forgotten. Because they are often the ones on the margins, on the sidelines, whom no one cares about. So if your project, if your job, if your task is the preparing of a dish, I would like to think that the fourth step, after you have got up to serve the dish, the fourth step will be the serving of the dish to the poor in whatever form, and you can rest assured that no matter what dish it will taste like honey to those who partake of your graciousness, of your generosity. So, this living in the present, this success for life is very simply in this four-step process. Cooking the dish is a metaphor for any task that you will undertake. It could be an academic task, it could be a task at your employment, it could be a task of a relationship with a member of your family, it could be something as wonderful as cooking something new. The first step is put everything that you can, that you have, that you are into what you are doing. RJ, quote Arjis, do what you are doing. The second step is because you have done all that you are required to do, and I'm sure you have this experience many times, you can really believe that you have earned your relaxation and you relax. After you have relaxed because of a job well done, notice the job is done well, not because someone has said that the job is done well, no, but because you know you have put yourself into it. So you can relax not because the boss has applauded you, not because those who tasted the dish have commended you, not because the professor who saw your assignment has given you a very high grade. That is not the reason why you relax. You relax before you know your marks. You relax before you know the response of those who have tasted your dish. You relax before you know what your boss has to say about your project. The second step is the relaxation. And the relaxation is a direct consequence of the job having been done well. The third step is where you get up, in the case of a dish, to serve the dish. And because you are so relaxed, you are able even to serve the dish in a wonderful manner. And the fourth step is the dish will taste like honey. You will get the highest possible grade. Your boss will commend you for a job well done. Remain in the present is the first step. Relax is the second step. Get up to present it is the third step. The fourth step takes care of itself. That is, the result will follow, and often will go beyond your expectation. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to be better far than you are, to strive when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to strive for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this. That one person, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with their last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. I pray that the year 2021 will be a year in which we will never lose sight of that unreachable star, that we will hope even when it seems hopeless, that we will love even when love is not returned, that we will be joyful even in the midst of pain and sorrow, and that we will be serene and calm even when every one of us around is agitated. I wish you all a happy closing of the year 2020, and I wish you all a very, very happy, hope-filled, joyful, peaceful, and loving New Year 2021. Amen. God bless you and your families.